The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company. Tonight, we have special news for you. Kraft presents a new cheddar cheese. It's called K-Brand Natural. K-Brand is cheddar cheese at its best. Finest quality cheese from the standpoint of both flavor and texture. Listen for the exciting story of K-Brand Natural later in the program. It is written that men of genius have that capacity for losing themselves in their work. At the end of each month, the great Gildersleeve loses himself in the pile of water bills. And helping him get lost is his secretary...
Bessie? Bessie, come in here.
Did you call me, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Your name's Bessie, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Oh, then you did call me.
Bessie, I've been looking high and low for that list of turn-ons. Where is it?
Turn-ons?
Yes, you made it out this very morning.
I did?
I'll say one thing for you, Bessie. You've made a place for yourself here in the water department.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
You've misplaced so many reports since you've been here, you've made yourself indispensable.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Don't mention it. Now think, Bessie, where is the list of turn-ons? New customers.
Oh, new customers. It's right here on your desk, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Do
you want me to read them?
Yes, I'll check.
Ready?
Go right ahead.
I'll start with the A's.
Now you're thinking, Bessie.
Adkins, James.
Atkins, James.
Clausen, Henry L.
Clausen, Henry L.
Dalrymple, Mrs. J.W.
Dalrymple, Doris.
Doris.
Doris? Oh, did I say Doris?
Yes, sir. That's where we got stopped before. Should I try to call Mrs. Dalrymple again, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, Bessie. Probably out joyriding with Judge Hooker while I work.
Is there something wrong with her statement, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, her statement's fine. Lovely.
I'll mail it then with the others.
Mail it. Wait a minute, Bessie. I may be passing that way, and so I'll drop it by myself, right now, as a service to a new customer.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve, isn't that out of your way?
Save a stamp, Bessie. Save a stamp. And, Bessie, call the florist and have him make up 24 roses.
Yes, sir. To whom should I have the roses sent?
I'll pick them up. I'll deliver them myself.
To Mrs. Dalrymple?
Yeah, to Mrs. Dalrymple. Well, she's a new customer. Sure is a long way to Mrs. Dalrymple's. She would live over here by the school grounds. Wonder how she stands those noisy kids.
Hi, Unc.
Leroy. Hasn't he left for home yet?
Hi, Unc. You come for me? I'm just going.
Leroy, put in your shirt tail.
But school's out.
So's your shirt tail. Put it in.
Why? I have to pull it right out again when I change for dinner. Why stick it in when right away I have to pull it out?
Leroy.
Okay. Now I'm ready. Let's go. Gee, nice of you to come so far out of your way just to walk home with me.
Well, I have a water bill to deliver, Leroy.
Okay, I'll help you.
I don't need any help, young man. There's only one bill. Say, isn't that Mrs. Dalrymple exercising her dog?
Yeah. Let's go deliver the bill, Unc.
The bill happens to be for Mrs. Dalrymple.
Oh, I get it. And the flowers happen to be for our dog.
Leroy, don't try to be smart. It's very unlike you around the schoolhouse. Well, hello, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve and Leroy. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, I didn't expect to see you either. Just on my way home. Leroy. You may go home now.
But, Unc, I want to watch you give her the flowers.
Run along, young man, and tell Bertie I'll be right behind you.
Okay.
Well, Mrs. Dalrymple, isn't this a coincidence?
But say, Unc.
What is it now, Leroy?
You didn't mean what you said this morning, did you? That I have to be in by 9 o'clock tomorrow night? All the kids are going Halloween.
Leroy, I gave you my answer.
Okay. I think I'll stick around and wait for you then.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Leroy.
What about Halloween? Still
All right, 10 o'clock, ye gods.
Oh, boy, thanks, Unc. Glad I saw you, Mr. Dalrymple.
Oh, my, what a spirited young boy. He's charming, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, I do get a boot out of Leroy. And he gets a few out of me, too. The flowers.
Oh, flowers.
Yeah, from the water department. New customer, you know.
Oh, they're perfectly lovely, Mr. Gildersleeve. They're just peachy.
Peachy. And there's your water bill, too.
A water bill. Isn't that cute?
Think so?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, do you bring flowers to all of your new customers?
Well.
And deliver all of your water bills in person?
Well. Care to sit down for a minute on the bench?
Oh, I really should be going.
Take a load off those dainty little feet.
All righty. But what'll I do with Duke?
Duke? Oh, the dog. Oh, tie him to the flagpole. That'll hold him. Here, I'll do it for you. Yeah, nice, Duke. Oh. Maybe you better do it. I'd hate to upset him.
Well, I'll unsnap his leash and let him romp. He won't go far unless he sees a cat or something. There you are, Duke.
Big elephant. I hope he flushes a Greyhound bus and chases it all the way to Dallas.
What was that, Mr. Gildersleeve?
I said I had a Greyhound once, name of Alice. Look at him romp off. Frisky. Must be the weather. Nothing like autumn air.
Oh, I love the fall season. And it's especially nice here in Summerfield.
You'll get to like it even better. Yes, sir. Just look at those trees. Wonderful time of the year. Say, tomorrow's Halloween. Let's have a little party at your house. Too many people at mine.
A Halloween party?
Sure. Bob for apples, toast marshmallows. I'll get candy, pumpkins, noisemakers.
Why, that's a marvelous idea. Oh, but Mr. Gildersleeve, I don't know anybody in Summerfield. I wouldn't know who to invite.
You know me.
All righty. You're invited.
I am.
I'll be expecting you early. Well, I'd better go get the dew.
Ta-ta, Mrs. Dalrymple. Well, a cozy little Halloween. Just for two. Tea for two and two for tea. Good morning, Bertie. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Gildersleeve. Coming with the coffee.
Smells good, Bertie.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, Chief of Police Mr. Gates called up this morning early.
Oh? Well, what'd he say?
Nothing the first time. When I heard it was the police, I hung up.
You hung up? Well, why'd you do that?
I don't know. I guess I've been going to too many gangster pictures.
Oh, my gosh. I'd better call him.
Oh, he called back. He said to remind you of the annual Jolly Boys Halloween party tonight.
Oh, by George, I forgot that, Bertie. Well, if he calls again, tell him I have a little party of my own. With a little party.
Yes, sir.
And when you go to the market, Bertie, remember to pick up 2 pumpkins for me, will you?
I'll try to remember, Mr. Gildersleeve. 2 pumpkins.
Yeah.
But everybody else around here has asked me to remember things, too.
I know, Bertie, but this is very...
Miss Marjorie wants Bertie to remember the Halloween candy, and Leroy wants Bertie to remember his teacher's birthday, and the city wants Bertie to remember to put out the cans.
All right, Bertie.
But I'll try. There's one thing you got to say for Bertie. She tries to remember.
Yeah.
And now what would be for you, sir?
2 pumpkins. Those 2 funny hats. She'd like the one with the feather. Give me 2 apples, Joe, that float. Give me 2 horns. Peavy, give me 2 cigars.
Your usual brand, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Say, Peavy, I see you have Halloween masks. Let me have a couple of them. One for me and one for a lady.
Very well, Mr. Gildersleeve. We have quite a selection. What kind did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know.
Well, now, here's one that covers the whole face. I'm taking one of those home for Mrs. Peavy. We also have them with funny black mustaches.
No thanks, Peavy.
And then we have the type that just covers the eyes.
Oh, fine. Give me 2 of those, Peavy. Come to think of it, we'd better have the lips free. We're bobbing for apples, Peavy. What's wrong with that?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Gildersleeve. You care to try on some of the masks?
Yeah, just give me 2, Peavy. Any 2. And I'll reach 2 of these El Lobo cigars you have on the counter here.
The El Lobos?
Well, I spent a lot of money today, Peavy. Yeah. A little black, but they look fresh.
Well, the customer's always right, Mr. Gildersleeve. El Lobos it is. That'll be 50 cents for the masks and 8 cents for the 2 cigars.
Here you are, Peavy. 58. Yeah. Think I'll light one.
I guess the boys will be out raising old Ned tonight. Had quite a nice run on chope today.
Oh? Well, I smoked my share when I was a kid. But tonight I'm looking forward to a quiet, cozy Halloween. Well, cigar went out, Peavy.
Those El Lobos smoke up a lot of matches.
Yes, Sir Peavy. I'm really looking forward to this evening with a charming little lady. Halloween for 2. Ta-da-da-dee. Peavy, we're going to have a wonderful time.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yes, yes. Huh?
Mrs. Peavy and I may be a little late. Have to close up, you know. But
What?
we'll join in the spirit of things when we get there.
Get where, Peavy?
To Mrs. Dalrymple's party.
Mrs. Dalrymple. She isn't having a party. Nobody else has been invited, just me.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. According to Judge Hooker, there's going to be quite a gathering.
Hooker?
The Jolly Boys, Mayor Terwilliger.
That old goat, what does he have to do with this?
I don't know, Mr. Gildersleeve. All I know is that when I get a chance to get out of the house with Mrs. Peavy on Halloween, I take it.
Yes, yes. Well, I hope you'll all have a happy Halloween, Peavy. Goodbye.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, is something wrong? Mr. Gildersleeve. That's peculiar. First he turned pale and then pink. I didn't think those El Lobos were that bad.
Do you like natural cheese, especially a mellow, rich-flavored cheddar? Well, then, here's news to make your mouth water. Kraft experts now can give you a natural cheddar cheese with uniform fine flavor and texture and made from pasteurized milk. It's called K-Brand Natural. That's K-A-Y Brand Natural. Just think of the mellow goodness of natural golden cheddar, but made from milk pasteurized as carefully as the milk your children drink.
Excuse me, but I don't quite understand. You mean all the milk in K-Brand cheese is pasteurized?
Absolutely. Every drop is wholesome, pasteurized milk. K-Brand is aged differently, too. Natural cheese ordinarily is cured in cheesecloth and forms a rind. But each big 10-pound bar of K-Brand has no rind because it ages in its own transparent wrapper. And it comes to your dealers with all its golden goodness still protected by this spick-and-span wrapper.
How do I buy K-Brand Natural?
Your dealer will cut as much as you wish. A portion, thick slices, or a wedge. You'll use it in sandwiches and on your cheese tray.
I'd better get enough. My family will love it for snacks, and with pie, too.
Tomorrow, folks, when you shop, look for the big golden bar with K-Brand Natural. K-Brand Natural down the top and sides. It's the wonderful new natural cheddar made from pasteurized milk. Now it's late afternoon, and if we hurry, we can catch the great Gildersleeve as he pulls up in front of his house. His car, like Noah's Ark, loaded with 2 of everything. And he, like Noah, very much at sea.
Fine friend Hooker turned out to be. Inviting everybody to my party. Oop. What's his car doing in front of my house? Well, this is one time I'm glad my brakes aren't too good. Well, my brakes were even worse than I thought. Yeah, that'll teach him. What was that? Hope it was Hooker's muffler. Ooh, my license plate. Oh, well, it was nearly a year old anyway.
What's the matter, Gildersleeve? Don't you know how to park a car?
You're the one who doesn't know how to park, Hooker, right next to a fire plug.
I didn't park next to the fire plug.
Well, you're next to it now.
It's a little early for Halloween pranks, isn't it, Gildersleeve?
You started them, Hooker. You've got a lot of nerve coming over to my house after what you did. Get off the property.
Now, Gildy, I'm Mrs. Dalrymple's legal advisor. She decides to give a party, so I help her. And if I do say so, it's a very carefully prepared guest list.
The Jolly Boys.
We were going to have a party anyway, and Floyd and Mrs. Munson are always good for laughs.
Ye gods, Hooker, not Lovey Munson.
Mrs. Munson has a heart of gold. And I invited Mayor Terwilliger for dignity. It's time Mrs. Dalrymple met some of the important people of Summerfield.
I don't suppose I'm important.
I didn't say you weren't, but she's met you. Not afraid of a little competition, are you, Gildy?
Go move your car before I call the police, Hooker.
Well, if you're going to be stubborn, I'll run along and get shooting for the party. By the way, Gildy.
Yes?
I left your invitation on the mantel.
Go haunt a house, Hooker. Didn't even offer to help me take these things inside. Darn pumpkins. Seem a lot heavier than when I bought them. Hope I step on one of Leroy's roller skates and break the whole shebang.
Hello, Unky. Here, let me help you.
Hello, Marjorie. Thank you, my dear.
I'll take the horns. Looks like your party's going to be fun.
I don't know. I may not even go.
What's wrong, Uncle Mort?
Who wants to go to a party with people there?
Unky, don't be silly. I have 20 kids coming over here. What's a party without a big crowd?
Well, this is one time I don't want to be crowded. By George, I don't think I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Unky. You have a good time.
I refuse to have a good time. I'll stay home.
But, Uncle Mort, you won't have any fun here. Kids will be all over the house.
I won't be in their way. I'll go upstairs and spend Halloween in my room. Leroy will let me use his little radio. Probably.
Poor old Unky.
That's all right. Mrs. Dalrymple wants a lot of people around her. Why should I care? But I don't want to be there.
Oh, I'll get it. That must be Francie calling about the favors.
You can have the favors I bought. Whole day shot. I'd have had more fun down at the office working. I wouldn't be nearly so tired. Seemed to tire more easily since my birthday last week. Read an ad someplace that said I would.
Somebody get the telephone? Oh, good evening, Miss Gildersleeve. I didn't know you were home.
Yes, Bertie. Yikes! Bertie, why are you wearing that witch's hat? You should have warned me.
Sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm just in the process of dressing for a party in the church basement. I'm going as a witch.
Huh? Taking the bus or going to fly?
Me fly, Mr. Gildersleeve? Don't expect too much of Halloween. Supper's in the icebox, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm off.
Yeah, go have your fun while you're young, Bertie. And don't ring too many doorbells.
No, sir. Won't catch me ringing no doorbells. My girlfriend met a fella at a party, and they went out ringing doorbells and ended up ringing wedding bells. What you going to do at your party, Miss Gildersleeve?
My party? Well, I'd just about given up the idea, but...
Yes, sir?
By George, Bertie, you know what? I think we'll go out ringing doorbells.
Who wants to bob for apples next? Mrs. Munson?
Sure, might as well, Judge. My makeup's coming off anyway.
What a silly game. Hey, I got a wonderful idea, folks. Let's all go out and ring doorbells.
Quiet! Can't you see a lady's bobbing for apples? Well, here goes.
Congratulations, Mrs. Munson.
What do you know? Lovey come up with an apple.
Her and her big mouth.
Oh, you were wonderful, Mrs. Munson.
Thanks, Mrs. Dalrymple. You throw swell parties, honey.
Everybody's bob but you, Peavy. Better join in the fun.
Oh, I don't think I should, Judge. I didn't bring along my earplugs.
Well, what'll we play now?
Hey, why don't we go out and ring doorbells?
Look at Lovey, look at Lovey. She should have worn a bathing suit. She bobbed so deep she's got water on the knee. Hey, Pete, where's the missus? She come, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, she's in the other room watching the aquarium. Mrs. Peavy likes goldfish.
She's not bobbing for him, is she? Only kidding, Pete.
Well, what'll we play now?
Quiet, Chief. Hey, everybody, I've got a wonderful idea. Why don't we all go out and ring doorbells?
What's the matter, Commissioner? Ain't you having any fun?
Hey, who brought the two horns?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I believe. The party's on him.
You'll see, you old goat.
Oh, come on, Floydie. Let's play a duet.
Oh, do let's have some music. Mr. Gildersleeve, you sing, don't you?
Well, yes, I do, Mrs. Dalrymple. What would you like to hear?
Well, I'd like to hear the chief sing. He has a deep voice.
Now, Mrs. Munson. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, brother.
Come on, Chiefy, over by the piano.
But I'm strictly a quartet man. Come on, jolly boys. I need a little help.
What about going out and ringing doorbells?
Now, we're singing, Commissioner.
Huh?
Okay, well, beat, fellas.
There is a tavern in the town.
Easy.
Huh?
Remember where we are.
Oh, pardon me.
How about it's always fair weather, gentlemen? We do that well.
Yeah, here we go. Now, you take the solo, Chief, just like down at the club. Come on, join in, Commissioner.
Well, if I'm not intruding at my own party.
All together.
Oh, it's always fair weather when good fellows get together with a sign. Our apologies, Mrs. Dalrymple. On the table and a good song ringing clear. Good song ringing clear.
Well, that wasn't bad, not bad, Chief.
Well, what'll we play now?
I have a wonderful little suggestion. Listen, everybody.
Hey, I just got another great idea.
Quiet, everybody. Mrs. Munson has an idea.
Yeah, why don't we all go out and ring doorbells?
Why didn't we think of that before?
Yeah, why didn't we think of that before?
It's a great idea, Lovey.
Well, let's go ring doorbells, everybody. Great idea, Mrs. Munson. Sorry I didn't think of it. Great, great.
But, fellas, I can't go ringing doorbells. You forgot my position. I'm chief of police.
Isn't that cute?
Ah, come on, Chief. Come on. I got a reputation to uphold, too.
Let's all pair up, 2 by 2. Come along, Mrs. Dalrymple.
But, fellas...
Come on, Peavy. Let's go ring the school bell.
Well, you ring, and Mrs. Peavy and I'll just listen.
Great. We'll go the other way. Come on, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Well, all righty.
Just a minute, Gildy. Don't go sneaking off without me. I feel personally responsible for the safety of our charming hostess this evening.
Isn't that cute?
Well, then, come on, you old goat. Hey, there's a light in that window. Go ahead, Judge. Ring the doorbell. We'll get ready to run.
Why should I go up and ring it, Gildy? Why don't you?
You're faster on your feet than I am, Judge. Remember? You're thinner. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not afraid either.
Come on, Mrs. Dalrymple. We'd better get a head start.
But what about the judge?
The judge? Oh, he'll find us. He has the nose of a bloodhound. Yeah, let's duck behind this hedge. We'll go up through this alley. I know a doorbell we could ring.
But Mr. Gildersleeve, what about the judge?
Huh? Isn't he right behind us? Well, he got lost, didn't he?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I think you did that on purpose.
No. Oh, here's the house. Let's sneak around the side, huh?
But it's so dark.
Yeah, it is. I'd better take your hand. Oh, gloves. Well, follow me. Hurry up on the porch. Watch your step. There. Now, why don't you ring?
All righty. Mr. Gildersleeve, we don't want to ring this bell. This is my house.
It is? Well, then I'd better ring the bell, huh? You get inside and answer the door. trick or treat.
Oh, you are fun.
On second thought, I think I'll come in with you. A little chilly out here. Well, Mrs. Dalrymple,
Yes?
trick or treat? How about a kiss?
Don't you think we'd better turn on the lights?
Lights? Huh? Well, let's go in the living room. Plenty of light from the fireplace. We'll wait for the others. Sit down, Mrs. Dalrymple. Doris.
Doris, isn't that cute?
Care to take off your gloves?
All righty.
By George, Doris, I didn't think I was going to have any fun tonight. All those people here. But now I'm having a wonderful time. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm glad you are, Mr. Gildersleeve, because I'm having a wonderful time, too.
You are? Doris,
Yes,
it's Halloween.
I know, but...
Trick or treat.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
What was that? Does your dog snore?
He does, but he's not here. He's over at my mother's house tonight with Baby.
Stand back. I'll strike a match. It's Chief Gates.
Oh, you're back. Well, good. What'll we play now?
Isn't that cute?
Oh!
Good morning, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Good morning, Bessie. Well, glad to see you here on time.
Did you have a nice Halloween, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Rather disappointing, Bessie. Did you have a good time?
Oh, I stayed home. And people were ringing our doorbell all night. Father got awfully mad.
Yes.
He went upstairs and dumped a bucket of water on one of them.
Oh?
And when he saw who it was, he threw the bucket at him.
He did? Well, who was it?
Judge Hooker.
Well, it wasn't such a bad Halloween after all. But, Bessie, tell your father not to dump any more water out the window, because I may be ringing his doorbell tonight.
Really? But, Mr. Gildersleeve, Halloween's over.
For the community chest.
Oh, Father has a check all ready for you.
Yeah, fine, Bessie. Folks, when a volunteer worker from the community chest rings your doorbell, don't give him a big argument. Give him a big check. The more you give, the better you'll feel. Good night. I gotta go ring doorbells.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Louise Erickson, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wald saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products.
Me too. Good night.
Tomorrow night, William Bendix will be Al Jolson's guest on the Kraft Music Hall, heard over this NBC station. Don't miss this great fair. Remember, tomorrow night. For exact time, see your local paper. And listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Do the folks at your house like their macaroni and cheese fluffy light with cheddar cheese goodness through and through? Well, let me tell you how to cook that splendid dish in just 7 minutes. Ask your grocer for a box of Kraft Dinner. In that package, you'll find a special macaroni that cooks fluffy light in just 7 minutes. Also, Kraft Grated to add that delicious cheddar cheese flavor. 7 minutes, and you have a delicious main dish. If you wish, add a little leftover meat or chicken or vegetables. The family will probably say it's the best macaroni and cheese they've ever tasted. Remember the name, Kraft Dinner.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company. Have you heard the news about Kraft's new cheddar cheese? It's called K-Brand Natural. K-Brand will delight you folks who love a superb quality cheddar cheese. Delicious, mellow. Yes, K-Brand is really something to get excited about. Listen for more about K-Brand cheese later. Well, what's with the Great Gildersleeve? There's usually a woman in his life, and this time it's the attractive widow who's recently moved to Summerfield, Doris Dalrymple. At the moment, the great man is over at her house, popping the question.
Will you, Mrs. Dalrymple? Please?
Well, all righty.
You've made me the happiest man in the world.
Yes, I'll accept, Mr. Gildersleeve. A hayride sounds like loads of fun.
Oh, it will be. All the jolly boys and their wives and their sweethearts are going. I can hardly wait until next week.
Oh, I've never been on one before, Mr. Gildersleeve. What do you do on a hayride?
Well, we rent a big wagon from the livery stable, right out to the woods. It's beautiful out there this time of the year. Then we build a campfire, roast weenies, and sing.
Oh, is that all?
Well, there's the ride home at night under the harvest moon.
Won't it be a little chilly?
Chilly? Well, if you get cold, you can put my overcoat around you. Of course, I'll be in it, too.
Isn't that cute?
And so all week long, our water commissioner's cup has been filled to overflowing. The days have slowly passed, and now at last it's the evening before the happy event. We find our pudgy Lothario returning home from the office.
Shine on, harvest moon. Up in the sky. Well, hello, everybody. The waterman cometh.
Hello, Uncle Mort.
Hello, my dear. Marjorie, you're getting more beautiful every day.
Why, thank you, Unky.
That's all right. No charge.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Bertie. How's the queen of the kitchen?
Miss Gildersleeve?
What's the matter, Bertie?
Well, you ain't gonna like this.
What?
You ain't gonna like it.
Well, tell me, Bertie. What is it?
I'll tell you, but you ain't gonna like it.
Bertie, what is it?
Are you hungry, Miss Gildersleeve?
Oh, yes, indeed, Bertie. And I'm ready for one of your delicious dinners.
Uh-oh. That's what I wanted to tell you. I've been so busy I didn't get around to starting supper yet, and it won't be ready for nearly an hour.
Well, that's all right. There's no hurry. Take your time, Bertie.
Huh? That's the first time I ever heard you say that, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're usually pretty calorie conscious.
Yeah, well, anytime you're ready, Bertie.
Okay, Mr. Gildersleeve. First time I ever heard you say that.
My, you're in a good mood tonight, Unky.
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't noticed it.
It wouldn't have anything to do with that hayride tomorrow, now would it?
Hayride? Say, that is tomorrow, isn't it?
As if you didn't know. How are you and Mrs. Dalrymple getting along?
Who said I was taking Mrs. Dalrymple?
You've got her name scribbled all over the telephone pad.
Oh.
And somebody carved a heart on our tree with her initials in it. It wasn't Leroy. Aren't you ever going to grow up?
Grow up? Why should I? It's more fun this way. What's that? Oh, Leroy. I better go back and look into this.
Gildersleeve, Leroy.
Yeah, I know, Bertie.
They're out there in the backyard.
That's where I'm headed for.
Try to get it, you little squirt.
Leroy.
Oh, he took my Adam gun, and you'll make him give it to me.
Give it back to him, Leroy. Go on now.
Okay, here you are, you little crybaby.
Now, Leroy, you mustn't pick on Craig. He's just a little boy.
Yeah, little boy.
There's no reason why you two fellas... Craig, be careful where you point that gun.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Craig, point that thing the other way now.
This is an Adam gun, and it'll or blow you to pieces.
Craig?
I'm gonna blow you to pieces.
Put that gun down, you little... Well, nothing can make me mad today. Go on, Craigie, shoot me.
I won't, and you can't make me.
Yes, indeed. Go on now. Play, children.
I don't want to play with him, and he can't come in my clubhouse either.
Clubhouse? You mean that horrible-looking packing box over there?
Yeah, that's my clubhouse, and Craig can't come in there either. I can, too. You cannot. I can, too.
Mr. Gildersleeve, telephone.
Telephone? All right, Bertie.
You cannot. I can, too.
Now, boys, I've got a great little idea. Leroy, you let Craig in your clubhouse, and Craig will let you play with his atom gun. Won't you, Craigie?
I don't know.
That's the spirit. Now, go ahead and play like two healthy American boys.
Everything under control out there, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, indeed, Bertie. You just have to know how to handle children.
Telephone's waiting, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, I know. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I called about the hayride.
Well, nice of you to call. Everything's all set. See you tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm awfully sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to go.
Huh?
It's my dog, Duke. He's got the sniffles.
But, Mrs. Dalrymple...
And he's running a temperature. I just couldn't leave him alone tomorrow.
But...
I hope it's all righty with you.
But...
I knew you'd understand, Mr. Gildersleeve. Goodbye now.
But...
What are you locked in your room for? Come on, dinner's ready.
I don't want any dinner.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing, my dear. You just run along. Don't worry about your old uncle. He'll be all right.
Come on, Auntie. We're all hungry.
Don't wait for me. You just go right ahead. Fill your little stomach.
Well, all right.
Doris Dalrymple, why did you do this to me? Why are you such a scatterbrain? Oh, I'm sorry, Doris. I didn't mean it. You're lovely, beautiful. What if you are a little scatterbrained? What the heck? But we could have had such a good time. Riding home in the moonlight. Snuggling up close. Like I did last year with Eve Goodwin. Well, it's too late. There's nothing I could... Eve. Wonder if I could... No. Well, she wouldn't have to know she's second choice. Good old Eve.
Why, Throckmorton.
Hello, Eve.
This is a surprise, seeing you.
Yeah. Just happened to be passing your house. Saw your light on.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad you dropped by. Come in.
All right.
Please sit down.
Thanks. Can only stay a minute, though. How have you been, Eve?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
Oh, I've been fine. Fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, Throckmorton, I haven't seen much of you lately. Where have you been keeping yourself?
Keeping, how have you been, Eve?
You just asked me that, Throckmorton.
Oh, I did?
Mm.
By the way, Eve, what day is tomorrow?
Why, it's Saturday, Throckmorton.
It is? Well.
Why?
That's the day of the big hayride.
Yes, I know.
Can you imagine that? I almost forgot about it.
Oh. Well, how are the children,
Eve,
Throckmorton?
I've got a great idea. Just thought of it.
What's that?
How about you and me going on the hayride together?
What?
Isn't that a great idea? Just thought of it. Well, how about it, Eve?
Well, I rather thought you'd be taking Mrs. Dalrymple.
Mrs. Dalrymple? Who's she?
Oh. Now, Throckmorton, I've been hearing about you, too.
Why, I hardly know, Doris. Mrs. Dalrymple.
Oh, really?
Sure. That's the trouble with this town. You speak to a lady on the street, pet her dog a few times, and, well, you know, rumors.
Of course.
After all, I have to be friendly to her, Eve. She's a good customer of the water department. Drinks a lot of water. So does her dog.
I see.
Anyhow, I'd rather take you, Eve, any day of the week. Yes, sir. Who wants to take Mrs. Dalrymple? That's scatterbrain. How about it, Eve?
Throckmorton, we haven't seen much of each other for a long time.
Well, that's all righty. I mean, that's all right. After all, there's nothing like a hayride for getting acquainted again.
Well, it might be nice.
Sure it will, Eve. Riding home under the harvest moon. And Eve,
Yes?
if it gets chilly, you can put my overcoat around you. Of course, I'll be in it, too.
Oh, Throckmorton.
Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. Oh, hello, Bertie. You still working?
Just finishing up, Mr. Gildersleeve. Have a nice evening.
Oh, very nice. I was over at Miss Goodwin's.
Oh, the judge called.
Hooker? What did he want?
Said he was just checking up to make sure everybody's bringing their share of the food for the hayride.
Why doesn't he mind his own business? We never should have made him chairman.
Well, I got your basket already. Wieners and mustard and sweet pickles.
Yeah?
Want me to get that?
Yeah, I'll get it, Bertie. Probably the judge. Old busybody. Hello?
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, I have some wonderful news.
Well, what's that?
Duke is all well.
Duke?
My dog. So I can go on the hayride with you after all. Oh, isn't that peachy? It was all a mistake. He didn't really have a temperature at all. He'd just been sleeping under the stove.
Oh? Are you sure? Maybe you'd better stay home. Keep an eye on him. I wouldn't take any chances.
Oh, no. He's friskier than ever. You should see him. He just jumped over the dining room table.
But, Mrs. Dalrymple, he might have a relapse.
You're worrying about Duke. Isn't that cute? Well, see you tomorrow.
But...
Goodbye now.
Mrs. Dalrymple. Duke. Man's best friend. Now what am I going to do? I can't take her and Eve, too. How do I get into these Who's that?
Evening, Bertie. Good evening, Judge.
Oh, Hooker. Why doesn't he stay out of my life? The old snoop. Why doesn't... Say, he used to be kind of sweet on Eve. I wonder if... You're sly, Gildersleeve.
Hello, Gildy.
Hello, Horace, old friend.
Hope you don't mind my dropping in this late, Gildy. I'm just making sure everything is in readiness for tomorrow. That's my job, you know.
Perfectly all right, Horace. Don't know what the Jolly Boys would do without you.
Well, thank you.
Not at all, old friend. We're lucky to have a man like you. You're one in a million.
Gildy. Huh? You're after something.
Why, Judge, what do you mean?
You're transparent as glass.
Well, I did have a little favor to ask, old pal.
Never mind the applesauce. Get to the point.
Judge, I'm in awful trouble. I've got a date with Mrs. Dalrymple for the hayride tomorrow.
That doesn't sound so awful to me.
And I've got a date with Eve Goodwin, too.
Sort of being a hog, aren't you?
I can't take them both, Judge. I was wondering if you could take one of them for me. Eve Goodwin.
Well...
Please, Horace. I'll give you anything you want. You can have my hunting knife.
Well...
And I'll throw in a couple of bottles of Kalak water.
Well, I might consider it.
Judge, you're a true jolly boy. I'll never forget you for this.
It's all right, Gildy. I'm sure Miss Goodwin would rather go with me anyhow.
What?
Being a school principal, she naturally enjoys intelligent conversation.
What do you mean?
Well, you're not exactly the intellectual type, Gildy.
No, look here, Hooker.
Besides that, you're fat.
Oh.
And no woman loves a fat man.
Why, you old bag of bones?
Why don't you admit it, Gildy? Miss Goodwin prefers me because I'm distinguished, witty, much better looking than you are.
You old goat, Eve would rather go out with me any day of the week.
I doubt that.
Well, I know it. Handsome. I've seen scarecrows better looking than you.
So you think Miss Goodwin would prefer to go out with you?
You bet I do.
All right, Gildy. In that case, you take her on the hayride. Huh? Good night, Gildy.
Judge Morris, come back. I didn't mean it, old friend.
All right, Gildy. You take both of them. Hope you have a good time tomorrow. Bigamist.
We'll be back with the great Gildersleeve in just a minute. Every once in a while, something comes along that's really news. Well, here's ours. Kraft's master cheesemakers now give you a natural cheese made from pasteurized milk. It's called K-Brand Natural. That's K-A-Y, K-Brand Natural. Here's cheddar cheese with a delicious mellow flavor, a tender melt-in-your-mouth texture. Here's cheddar made from milk that's been pasteurized as carefully as the milk your children drink.
Say, that sounds pretty special.
It is. And K-Brand is aged a special way, too. Every big 10-pound bar goes to the curing room, sealed in its own transparent wrapper. And it's still in that same sparkling clean wrapper when your dealer gets it.
You mean there's no cheesecloth around it?
That's exactly what I mean. And that's why all of K-Brand cheese is usable. There's no rind. Tomorrow when you shop, look for the transparent wrapped bar marked K-Brand Natural. K-Brand Natural down the top and sides. Have your dealer cut a portion for you, but get enough, for K-Brand is mighty good as a snack with crackers and sandwiches on your cheese tray. And green apple pie, fresh from the oven, topped with a thick slice of mellow, full-bodied K-Brand cheddar. Folks, that's happy eating. Ask for K-Brand Natural tomorrow. Well, the great Gildersleeve has spent a sleepless night, perched on the horns of a dilemma. Two women mean trouble, double trouble. It's morning now, and the great man has finally come to a decision.
I'll call her. That's what I'll do. I'll just say, Eve, I'm sorry, but I can't take you on the hayride. There's been a change of plans. I'll be firm about it.
Hello?
Hello. Eve? This is Throckmorton.
Oh, hello, Throckmorton.
Eve?
Yes.
Eve?
Yes, what is it, Throckmorton?
Eve, I'll see you this afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, Peavy.
What can I do for... My, something wrong?
Huh?
I've never seen you look so peaked.
Peavy, I've got troubles.
Well, I wouldn't worry, Mr. Gildersleeve. You'll forget all about your troubles on the hayride this afternoon. What's the matter, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Nothing, Peavy.
Yes, there's nothing like a hayride to relax a person. Riding along, clippity-clop, merry voices lifted in song. There is a tavern in the town,
Please, Peavy. I've got a splitting headache.
Oh, sorry. I guess my voice is a little powerful.
Peavy, did you ever have a date with two women?
I beg your pardon?
I mean, did you ever take out two women at the same time?
Oh, yes, when I was a young man.
You did?
Oh, yes. When I went to the picture show, I often took my mother and sister.
No, Peavy. I mean with two women you liked.
Well, I liked my mother and sister. I had an older brother I wasn't so fond of.
Ye gods, Peavy, didn't you ever take out two women you felt romantic about?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. I never believed in living dangerously. But you weren't thinking of doing that, were you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Who, me? Of course not. I wouldn't be crazy enough to get mixed up with two women at the same time.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
I was just asking, Peavy, in case it ever happened, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't get into it in the first place.
But in case you did, Peavy, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't get into it in the first place.
But But in case you did, Peavy, what would you do?
Well, I'd get out of it.
You would, eh? How?
There's a friend of yours across the street.
Huh? Who?
Why, don't you recognize her? It's Miss Goodwin.
What's she doing?
Well, right now, she seems to be coming over here.
Zook! She must have found out. So long, Peavy.
Mr. Gildersleeve, why are you going out the back way?
Old habit of mine. Goodbye.
Well, hello, Commish.
Floyd, let me get in that barber chair. Quick.
Sure. Hey, what'll you have?
Throw a towel over my face.
What?
Don't just stand there. Throw a towel over my face.
Okay.
What?
Sorry. Hey, what's up, Commish? Who you hiding from? The law after you? Hey, you ain't been dipping into the till up at the water department. Ain't kidding. Well, that towel over your face ain't much of a disguise. Anybody looking in here'd know you. There's only one stomach like that in town.
Keep those remarks to yourself. And look who's talking. And here's your towel, Floyd. What are you trying to do, suffocate me?
Well, as long as you're in the chair, Commish, how about a shave?
I don't need a shave. Floyd, kind of stand between me and the window, will you?
Yeah, okay. Well, look, if you don't want anything, I'd kind of like to close up shop. Me and the missus have to get ready for the hayride this afternoon.
Oh.
This is one hayride I'm not going to miss. Yes, sir. I'm going to get there early and see the fireworks.
What are you talking about?
Wait till those two dames find out you're taking both of them.
Hooker's been in here, I see.
See, I don't blame you for hiding from them. I'd hate to be in your shoes when they meet. Wow.
Why? What do you think they'll do?
Liable to tear that hay wagon apart. You know what they say. Female of the species is more deadly than the male.
Well, not even Mrs. Dalrymple. They're quiet, refined ladies.
Don't let them quiet dames fool you. Every woman's a tigress underneath, and she'll fight to the death for a mate. That's the law of the jungle.
That's ridiculous.
Now, look, you take the bull moose. When two females in the herd have a pash for the same moose, they don't monkey around. They just stick their heads down and charge.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
That's the law of the jungle.
Oh, I've had enough of your stories. I'm getting out of here.
See you later, Commish. And may the best moose win.
Uncle Mort, where have you been?
Downtown.
Gee, the phone's been ringing all morning for you.
The phone? It has? Who was it?
Oh, lots of people. Eve Goodwin. And Mrs. Dalrymple. She called 3 times. And, oh, yes, the judge called.
Hooker.
He said the hay wagon will be by for you at 2 o'clock sharp with your lady friends, both of them. What did he mean by that?
What did he mean by that? Nothing, Marjorie.
Unky, what's the matter? Are you in some kind of trouble?
Well, I am, sort of.
Is there anything I can do?
No, my dear, thank you very much. I'll work it out some way.
Well, all right. I'm going over to Francie's. And you better get ready for that hayride.
Why? What time is it?
It's 5 minutes to 2. Goodbye.
Oh, my goodness, they'll be here pretty soon. Pull yourself together, Gildersleeve. What's the matter with you? Afraid of 2 little women? That's ridiculous. Why they can't? I don't know, though. Law of the jungle. Wonder where I could hide. Under the bed? Well, they'd find me there. Say, I know. That's it. They'll never find me back there. Don't see anybody around. Hope I can get in Leroy's clubhouse. It's not a very big packing box. This must be the entrance where it's dug out here. That darn kid could have made that hole a little bigger. I'm no gopher. Well, here goes. Hope I can squeeze through. I'm almost in.
Hi, Unc.
Leroy.
What are you coming in here for?
Well, just thought I'd come in and see your little clubhouse.
You can't come in here.
Oh, hello, Craig. You in here, too?
You can't come in here. Would you mind coming back later, Unc? Our club's Club's having a secret meeting. Yeah, secret meeting.
Oh, well, maybe I could join your club. How about that, Leroy? If you'll just give me a hand here and pull me in.
Well, I don't know, Unc. We'd have to vote on it.
Vote on it? Well, I can't lie here like this, half in and half out.
You'd have to pay dues, Unc. Quarter a month.
I'll pay it.
Of course, for grown-ups, it ought to be a little more. Maybe 50 cents?
All right, Leroy, don't overdo it. I agree. Can I come in now?
Well, we'll have to vote first.
Hurry up and vote. I can't breathe.
Okay. Fellow member Craig. Yeah? Fellow member, a candidate is waiting at our door.
Candidate.
He desires admittance to our club.
Make it snappy, Leroy.
Fellow member, what will your decision be? Will it be yay or will it be nay? He can't come in here. Fellow member, you will please answer correctly. You must say yay or nay.
God, Leroy.
Sorry, Unc, those are the rules. Fellow member, will it be yay or nay? He can't come in here.
Leroy, when I get my hands on you. Who's that? Hooker.
What are you doing down that hole, Gildy? This isn't Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
You seem to be stuck. I'll take hold of your legs here. I'll give you a tug.
Take it easy, Judge. You're pulling my shoes off.
There.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Mrs. Dalrymple.
Were you down in that tiny little hole? Isn't that cute?
Hello, Throckmorton.
Eve.
Come on, Throckmorton. Mrs. Dalrymple and I have been waiting for you.
You and Mrs. Dalrymple? But I thought, aren't you two...
Angry? No. Miss Goodwin and I have been getting acquainted. I think she's just peachy.
Yes. Well, we three will have a wonderful time on the hayride.
Come on, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Guess I'll never understand women.
When folks drop in for a game of cards, top off the evening with sandwiches of Kraft's delicious new cheese, K-Brand Natural. K-Brand is a natural cheddar cheese with uniform fine flavor and texture and made from pasteurized milk. Yes, a natural cheddar made from milk that's been pasteurized as carefully as the milk your children drink. K-Brand has no rind because it cures in its own wrapper. Use Mellow Good K-Brand on your cheese tray, with pie, in sandwiches, as a snack. Tomorrow, look for the big 10-pound bar at your dealer's. Have him cut as much as you wish, but be sure you see the words K-Brand Natural down the top and sides. It's the new natural cheddar cheese made from pasteurized milk.
Mrs. Dalrymple, Doris.
Yes?
Getting kind of chilly. Would you like to put my overcoat around you? It's big enough for two.
All righty. Oh, Throckmorton.
Yes, Eve?
I'm getting a little chilly.
Oh, you poor thing. Say, I've got an idea, Miss Goodwin. You and I can sit together and put Mr. Gildersleeve's overcoat around us.
What?
You don't mind, do you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, no, I don't mind.
All right, everybody, all together now.
Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky.
Oh, shut up. Good night, everybody.
This is John Wall saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Ladies, here's a speedy main dish that will help you stretch that food budget. It's Kraft Dinner. One package of Kraft Dinner contains enough quick-cooking macaroni and Kraft grated to make a dish of macaroni and cheese that will serve 4 people. It takes only 7 minutes cooking time to prepare Kraft Dinner, and every bite is rich with golden cheddar cheese goodness. So get a couple packages from your food store tomorrow. Look for the yellow and blue package marked Kraft Dinner. The family will like it, for it's a Kraft quality product.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. For everybody who loves mellow, melt-in-the-mouth cheddar cheese, we have a piece of great news. It's about Kraft's new natural cheddar called K-Brand. K-Brand is for folks who really get a thrill out of superb quality cheddar cheese. Remember the name, K-Brand Natural Cheddar. And listen for more about this masterpiece in cheese-making a little later on in the program. It's late afternoon in Summerfield as the water commissioner briskly advances upon his retreating shadow, gives it a column right up the walk, and then races it to the front door in the warmth of home.
Getting chilly out. Well, nothing like a cold snap to stimulate the appetite. Leroy, you're practicing the piano.
Sure, I've been practicing faithfully ever since I got home from school.
Huh? Whose window did you break on the way home?
I didn't break anything up, honest. Cleaned up my room, too.
Let's see. November, December. Leroy.
Huh?
Could your sudden interest in being good have anything to do with the nearness of Christmas?
Christmas? When is it this year?
When is it this year?
What am I going to get, Unc? What are you going to buy me? A new football, huh? A new bike, huh? A new chemistry set? I've been practicing, huh?
Now, Leroy, take it easy. I haven't gotten around to thinking about Christmas yet.
You haven't? Christmas is only 43 days away. Let's get off the dime, Unc.
Young man, I don't know what you mean by such expressions as let's get off the dime.
Oh, you don't? Well, that means
Don't explain them to me. And don't rush me into Christmas. I'll figure those things out in good time.
Okay. Gosh.
Practice your piano, Leroy. We'll have a Christmas in December. The 25th of December.
I don't feel like practicing now. I think I'll go out and kick my football over the house. My old football.
Now, Leroy, if you've finished your piano, why don't you get busy with your homework? Get your grades up. You flunked history, and Santa Claus doesn't remember little boys who don't study.
Santa Claus? Okay, I'll read my history book.
That's a boy. I'll glance over the evening paper.
Can I have the funny section, Unc, Dick Tracy?
Dick Tracy. Your homework first, Leroy, then Dick Tracy.
I just want to see what Mumbles is doing.
Forget about Mumbles for a minute and see what George Washington is doing. That's what they quiz you on.
Okay.
Look at that boy. Sprawled right in the middle of the floor. I think he's going to grow up to be a wrestler. Well, at least he'll be an educated wrestler.
Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo. Oh, no, 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 no. Hi, Unky, Leroy.
Hi, Marjorie.
Hello, my dear. Come in.
Wait till I hang up my coat. Bingo, bango, bungle, I'm so happy in the jungle.
What's that?
New song, Civilization.
Is it supposed to help it or harm it? Bongo, bongo, bingo.
Hey, Unc, when was the Declaration of Independence signed?
Declaration of Independence? Well, John Hancock was one of the signers. He's been dead a long time.
Bongo, 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 I don't want to leave the Congo. Oh, no, 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 no.
Marjorie, I'm trying to answer a question for Leroy.
Okay. Will you give me the fashion section, please, Uncle Mort? I want to look at some coats.
Coats? Yeah, here you are.
Thank you. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Now, my boy, what was the question?
When was the Declaration of Independence signed?
July 4th, 1775.
Oh, yeah, I knew they signed it on a holiday.
Well, try this one, Unc. What were the first 10 amendments called?
The first, Leroy, it appears to me that these are all questions you've had before. Have you been demoted?
No. The Freedom Train's coming to town, and our teacher says we got to know all the answers before we can go to see it, to get more out of it.
It's an excellent idea. Some very wonderful documents.
Yes, well trained, too. Red, white, and blue streamliner. Marines guarding it and everything.
Marines? Well, I may go down myself.
Oh, look, Unky, new winter coats. And do I need one very badly? Do you like the style?
Style? Let me see. $60. Pretty stylish.
They are a little high, but, well, everybody in school has a new coat, Uncle Mort. Francie has fur trim and thinks she's so smart.
Well, we'll think about it, my dear. But prices are going up. And your old uncle's salary has remained the same.
But, Unky, darling, you got a raise just last month.
Yeah, $4.83. And I bought a pork chop with it, remember?
And I know where the pork chop went.
What?
Unky, you're getting another chin, but I like it.
You're tickling, Marjorie.
Dinner ready, Mr. Gildersleeve.
New coat, Unky?
New coat? Well, I'll see what I can do, my dear.
Dinner's on the table.
And it smells wonderful, Bertie. Come along, Leroy. You can't become a college professor overnight.
I'll be there in just a minute. I'm stuck.
Oh? What's the question, my boy?
I can't figure out what Mumbles is saying.
He said she's out like a light. Let's go. Now, let's go to dinner.
There you are, Commissioner. Your face is as fresh as the day you were born.
Huh? What you for? What's that?
Oh, sorry, Commissioner. Didn't mean to startle you. Must have had a hard afternoon at the office. Or did my tender touch woo you to sleep?
I wasn't sleeping, Floyd. Just give me a shave.
Another one?
Oh. Well, I was thinking, Floyd. Sometimes I get carried away in my thoughts.
Oh, sure, I know. Comb it dry or you want something on it?
Dry, Floyd.
Well, I'll toss on some Summerfield water. Not very wet anyway. Hey, is something eating you, Commish? You ain't your usual jolly self.
Just thinking, Floyd. Thinking.
Oh.
Thinking how much it costs nowadays to live.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Takes all I rake in to keep the house and lovey respectable. You call that living? I don't.
Winter's here, too. Holidays are upon us. Leroy wants a million things. Marjorie wants a new coat.
New coat? That's serious, all right.
Well, Marjorie doesn't ask for things she doesn't need. It's getting so a man on salary can't cut it, Floyd. I guess I should be picking up some extra money someplace.
Say, you ever think of diluting the water you sell down there, Commish? Why, if you charge the same and cut it 2-to-1, you can...
Please, Floyd. Now, let's forget about the water.
Only kidding.
Well, I'm trying to be serious.
There you are. And I know how it is to be hounded for a coat, Commish. My bride's been beating the drum for a Red Fox chubby for the past 10 years. You know what? Fellow stopped in just this morning, left his card instead of a tip. Raved about the shave and invited me to come up and pick out a fur, 50% off.
50% off?
Yeah, but I ain't telling Lovey. She snarls enough without having a pelt to go with it.
But 50% off? Where is he, Floyd?
It's at the Summerfield Hotel, I think, one of them wholesalers.
Find the card, will you, Floyd? Where is it? Might be worth money.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, Fowler was the guy's name.
Let's see. W.R. Fowler. Wholesale diamonds and furs. Present this courtesy card for 50% off. Well, thanks, Floyd.
But, Commish, he give it to me.
Instead of a tip, Floyd.
Yeah, but...
Well, here's a tip.
A lousy dime? You usually tip 20 cents.
50% off, same as the card, Floyd. Yeah. Besides, you didn't trim my mustache. Room 620. 622. 620. Where's that sample room? Oh, 630. Better get out my courtesy card.
Come in, neighbor. The door's open.
Mr. Fowler?
That's me, neighbor.
I'm Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Friend of mine gave me one of your courtesy cards.
Yes, come in, come in.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're interested in buying a little something wholesale?
Yeah. Yes, wholesale.
Well, there aren't any big buyers in at the moment, so I may just help you out. I like your face, neighbor.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir. And you came just in time, neighbor. I'm closing out one of my main lines of diamonds and am now in a position to offer you this Eye of Africa diamond ring at not 1/2, not 1/3, but 1/4 the original cost.
Oh, that's nice, Mr. Fowler, but I really came to look at a coat.
A fur coat. Glad to hear it, neighbor, because I'm now in a position to offer you this genuine Northern Seal type garment at an unprecedented saving to you.
Feels pretty good.
Just look, neighbor. Don't handle the merchandise.
Oh, sorry.
And take the word of W.R. Fowler for it, this coat's a killing. Your golden opportunity. A $500 garment at 50% off. Yours for only $250.
$250?
Takes your breath away, doesn't it? You want it in a box over your arm or on your back?
Well, it isn't quite what I had in mind, you see.
What's the matter, neighbor? Is it warm in here? Stand by the window. I always leave it open.
Thank you, Mr. Fowler. I think I better be going now. I was really thinking about buying a little cloth coat for my niece Marjorie, and I just stopped.
A cloth coat? I understand, neighbor. We're all feeling the pinch a little bit. But, neighbor, I like your face. I don't want your niece to have a cloth coat. I want her to have this genuine Northern Seal type chubby right here.
Looks fine, Mr. Fowler, but...
I'll let you in on a little secret. This lovely garment happens to have an unpaid charge of $30 against it. You can have this valuable coat worth $500 on any market, any time for the charge against it. $30.
$30? Well, that's less than a cloth coat.
It's your golden opportunity, neighbor, but a special offer to you, so don't tell your friends. Grab it, neighbor, quick.
Oh, Marjorie, I have something for you.
Your niece just took her books upstairs, Gildy. Care to come into your parlor and sit down a minute?
Well, Judge, when did you come over?
I was just driving by and smelled Bertie's coffee.
Oh, was Bertie making some coffee?
Well, she is now. Nobody makes coffee quite like Bertie. What's in the box, Gildy?
None of your business. It's for Marjorie, Judge, not for you.
Merely expressing an interest.
Well, it is a little surprise. Fur coat.
A fur coat for Marjorie. Wonderful. But aren't they a little expensive?
Well, not if you know where to buy them.
Where'd you get it, Gildy? Hogan Brothers?
Hogan Brothers. Retail prices? I wasn't born yesterday, Judge. Have a look.
Well, it does look like... Wait a minute. I'll say you weren't born yesterday, Gildy. You were born today.
What?
That fur's older than the Lewis and Clark expedition. Where'd you buy it? Down a dark alley or up in some hotel room?
Oh, what do you know about hotel rooms?
I know it's one of the oldest dodges in the world. Stranger comes to town, puts up at a good hotel, rents a suite, peddles cheap furs for a couple of days, and then skips. Who took you in, Gildy?
Nobody took me in, Judge. I got a $500 fur coat for $30, that's all.
Why?
Well, because I have an honest face.
You've got a good big fat head, too, Gildersleeve. This should be reported to the Better Business Bureau. That's what they're for, to protect gullibles like you.
Now, see here,
Who
Hooker.
can't give that moth trap to Marjorie? Why, look, you can pull the fur out of the handsful. See? Look.
Stop that, Hooker. You put that fur back.
Look at it shed. Better not take it out in a stiff breeze, Gildy. All you'll have left is bald rabbit skins.
Quick, Judge. Give me that box top.
Hey, what's the big discussion all about? Oh, hello, Judge.
Afternoon, Marjorie.
Uncle Mort, did you call me a minute ago?
Hello, Marjorie, my dear.
Hey, what's in the box?
Box? Oh, this box.
Your uncle has been assuring me he just made a marvelous purchase.
No,
Don't
Judge.
worry, Gildy. I won't let the cat out of the bag. Say, I wonder if that's what it could be.
Goodbye.
What's the matter, Gildy? Can't you stay for coffee?
Big swindler. Guy Fowler can't take me for $30. I thought there was something phony about his setup all the time.
Come in, neighbor. The door's open.
Neighbor. Now, see here, Fowler.
Glad to see you back, neighbor. I don't think you saw my Star of Africa 3-carat diamond ring.
Don't give me that, Fowler. I want my money back.
Your money back?
That coat is a fake.
A fake?
You darn right it's a fake. Give me $30 before I call the cops.
Why, of course, if you aren't satisfied, I'll be... let me see that coat. Why, this is amazing. You're right. It is a fake.
You bet it is.
I suspected I got a bad coat in that last shipment, but how could you tell it, neighbor? What business are you in?
Me? I'm city official, water commissioner.
You shouldn't be wasting your time as a city official. You're a natural-born fur merchant. You want to make some real money?
Well,
Look. Just got a telegram. My grandmother's sinking fast. Here I am with 3 coats left, 4 diamond rings, and a train to catch. $2,000 worth of merchandise I'll let you have for $500, neighbor, and have a Merry Christmas.
$500? Just give me my money back.
You don't have $500 on you. All right, I'm a compassionate man. Here's your $30 back. Now what do you have?
Well, with the 30 and what I have here, I got $94.60.
I'll take it, neighbor. It's a deal.
What?
My loss is your gain.
What?
Toss the rings in your pocket, throw the coats over your arm, and you're in business.
Yes, but...
Your telephone's ringing, neighbor.
My telephone?
Hope it's a sale, neighbor, and I'll let you know how my grandmother turns out.
But, Fowler, why are you going out that way?
Always leave my hat and coat on the fire escape. So long, neighbor.
But, Fowler... Oh, the telephone. Yes?
Hello, Mr. Fowler.
Oop, Hooker.
I have the president of the Better Business Bureau with me in the lobby. We'd like to come up and inspect your alleged wholesale fur business.
Well, they won't catch me here. 6 stories down. Well, Fowler made it.
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a minute. For folks who love really rich-tasting, mellow, natural cheddar cheese, here's some glorious news. Kraft's master cheesemakers now make natural cheese just like that from pasteurized milk. It's a new thrill for folks who love superb cheese. K-brand natural cheddar. That's K-A-Y, K-brand. Mellow with a melt-in-the-mouth texture, and made from milk that is carefully and thoroughly pasteurized.
I'd like to try this new K brand. How do I buy it?
You'll see the big 10-pound bar in your dealer's refrigerator case marked K-brand natural. K-brand natural all down the top and sides of the sparkling transparent wrapper. And I want to tell you something else about that wrapper. K-brand natural is sealed right in that sparkling wrapper before it goes to the curing room. K-brand natural, made of pasteurized milk, ages to mellow goodness right in its own spick-and-span wrapper.
You mean this natural cheese has no cheesecloth, no rind?
That's right. Curing natural cheese in a sealed wrapper is another Kraft triumph. Taste K-brand tomorrow. Have your dealer cut a good big portion for you from the K-brand bar. Here's the natural cheddar your folks will like best of all, with pie, on the cheese tray, for snacks, for sandwiches. It's superb cheese for particular people. K-brand natural cheddar made of pasteurized milk. Well, let's return to the great Gildersleeve. Ordinarily a capable sleeper, he spent a fitful night, then awoke with a start. Popped out of bed, dashed for his trousers, fumbled for his wallet, and looked inside to see if it was true.
It is true. I did buy those furs and diamonds. $94.60. Could have bought Marjorie a good coat and Leroy something nice for Christmas.
And now, after an early breakfast, we find the great man bearing his heavy burden downtown and looking for a place to unload it.
Hi, Commissioner. What are you doing downtown so early?
Just dropped in to show you something, Floyd.
I'll be right with you as soon as I finish shaving.
You know, I went up to see that man about the furs. He gave me such a good deal, I bought a couple of extras.
Yeah?
Take a look, Floyd. A $500 fur coat for $30. Lovey'd love it.
Yeah? Not interested, Commish. Besides, I got more hair on my floor than you got in that coat. Them animals must have given up hard.
But, Floyd, you got me into this.
Not that far, I didn't. But say, if you want to get rid of them, why don't you have some cards printed up like Fowler? Leave them with me. I'll pass them out to the trade.
No, thanks, Floyd. I'll get rid of them honestly. Good morning, Peavy.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm glad you dropped in.
Oh, you are, Peavy? So am I. In fact, I've had you on my mind since last night.
Well, I've had somebody on my mind, too. Mrs. Dalrymple.
Doris Dalrymple? What's this, Peavy?
She just bought a lipstick and cashed a check. I trust her check is all right, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh. You don't have to worry about Doris Dalrymple's checks, Peavy. Her husband left her a lot of money. Big manufacturer.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Pretty big check.
Peavy, she might have spent that whole check right here if you'd have had the right merchandise. Have you ever thought of putting in a line of fur coats and jewelry?
Mr. Gildersleeve, did you ever go in a fur or jewelry store and try to buy aspirin? Not that a man couldn't use aspirin in some of those places.
We mustn't be afraid of new ideas, Peavy. There's nothing that'll bring women into your store like fur coats and jewelry. Why, you could be the Marshall Field of Summerfield.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Well, you could, Peavy. You're a mighty good salesman.
Well, now. No, pardon me, Mr. Gildersleeve. Telephone.
Yeah, go right ahead, Peavy. Hurry back. By George, I think I've got him interested. Maybe we both can make a little money. No, he can keep anything he makes over $94.60. Well, anything over $100, we'll say.
Sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve. You know, that was quite a coincidence, a party asking about fur coats.
Oh, that's so? We'd better get the line in right away, Peavy.
We?
Yeah, holidays are coming. There'll be a lot of requests. And I happen to know where we can get some fur coats and jewelry. Make a lot of money. And I'll let you in on the deal.
Well, why me, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Well, because I like your face, neighbor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I like your face, too.
Yes, sir, Peavy. This is a golden opportunity.
Mr. Gildersleeve, I believe you're trying to sell me something.
Special offer, Peavy. Grab it quick.
Well, most salesmen, when they come in here, usually begin by buying a little something. They call it baiting me, I believe.
All right, Peavy. Give me a box of aspirin. A small one.
Box of aspirin. Any particular brand?
Any brand, Peavy. This is your idea.
Yes, but it's your headache.
Here you are.
Thank you. Here's your aspirin.
Now then, let's get down to business, Peavy. How about putting in this line of furs and jewelry?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I don't think I'd be interested.
But, Peavy, I just bought something.
You have to be a little cautious when you invest in furs. Now, take that telephone call from the Better Business Bureau. Routine warning.
Warning?
Some chap trying to sell questionable furs and jewelry right here in Summerfield.
Huh?
The police are trying to round up the evidence, you say?
Police? I'm getting out of here, Peavy. Here's your aspirin. Give me my dime back. The whole deal's off.
I thought I had that aspirin sold.
Now the police are on my trail. Me, the water commissioner. Well, I can't throw a man in jail if they can't find the evidence. I'll drive out and burn it behind the reservoir. Yes, that'll do.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, wait.
Zook. Doris Dalrymple. Fine time to meet her.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, how nice to see you. Going my way?
Well, I was just going up the river. Out to the reservoir.
Oh, then you won't mind dropping me off at home, will you?
Home? Doris, have you an incinerator out in the back of your house?
Why, yes.
Great. Hop in.
Isn't that cute? Oh, you must be in a hurry. Oh, why, Mr. Gildersleeve, isn't that a fur coat sticking out of that box?
Fur coat?
Oh, may I take a peek?
I didn't think you could see it.
Oh, are you going to give it to some lucky girl?
You feel lucky, you can have it.
It's for me? Well, I know your intentions are honorable, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I don't think a girl should accept a fur coat from a man unless she has a ring.
Oh? You want a ring? Here, 4 of them.
Goodness. I must say, this is the most unusual proposal I've ever had.
A proposal? Now, Doris. Now, wait a minute, Mrs. Dalrymple.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, look out. Don't run over that policeman.
Policeman? Oh, I didn't see him. Oh, he's coming over. Quick, Doris, sit on the evidence.
Evidence?
Well, Commissioner, what's the big idea?
Sorry, officer. I didn't see you.
Driving a little reckless, aren't you?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve is in a reckless mood today, officer. He's just throwing diamonds and furs around.
Doris.
Did I say something?
Diamonds and furs? Hey, where'd you get that stuff?
Well, I can explain it, officer, but I'm afraid it's going to take time.
Then let's go where we can all sit down and be comfortable. You know the way to the police station, don't you, Commissioner?
Well, you go 2 blocks.
Commissioner Gildersleeve and Mrs. Dalrymple. Mrs. Dalrymple, how did you get mixed up with this hoodlum?
Isn't that cute?
Yes, by George, it's great to see you, Chief. Always nice to have a fellow jolly boy around when there's a little trouble.
Please, Commissioner, let's not drag the good name of the club through the criminal courts.
Now, see here, Chief, I'm no criminal. I spent good money for that stuff.
Yes, and I can't think of anyone I'd rather see the evidence found on. It's all we need for a conviction.
Conviction? Now, wait a minute.
A conviction carries a jail sentence of 6 months. County rock pile.
But, Chief...
Mr. Gildersleeve on the rock pile. Isn't that cute?
Now, let's fill out this little form.
But, Chief, I'm innocent. I was just a sucker. I'm gullible.
Sure. So you want to file a complaint, don't you? You're a hero, Commissioner.
What?
If you hadn't brought in the evidence, we'd have had to let the guy go.
Huh? What guy?
Hey, Sergeant, bring him in. Can you identify this man, Commissioner?
This fellow? Well, hi, neighbor. I'm a hero.
We'll hear from the great Gildersleeve again very soon. If you've got a man in your house who wants a good big slice of mellow cheddar cheese alongside of every piece of pie, then, lady, you'd better learn about Kraft's latest triumph right away. It's a wonderfully mellow, natural cheddar cheese with a real melt-in-the-mouth texture. And what's more, what's new, it's made of pasteurized milk. The name? K-Brand Natural Cheddar. That's K-A-Y, K-Brand. Rich and mellow tasting, made of carefully pasteurized milk, and aged right in its own spick-and-span wrapper. In your dealer's refrigerator case, you'll see the big bar and the sparkling wrapper marked K-Brand Natural. K-Brand Natural all down the top and sides. Have your dealer cut you a good portion. Taste the latest triumph of Kraft Master Cheesemakers right away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Association of Better Business Bureaus wanted us to point up the dangers of fraud and misrepresentation, which are always more prevalent during the holiday season. So be on the lookout for sharpies like that Fowler fellow we dealt with this evening. There's no telling when they'll show up in your community. Take the advice of your Better Business Bureau. Investigate before you invest, like I do. Well, I got back my 94.60.
Oh, swell, Unky. Let's go downtown and pick out my new coat.
I'll go along, too, Unc. We can look at chemistry sets, bicycles, football.
Now, Leroy.
I better go, too, Mr. Gildersleeve. Holiday cooking coming up. We need a new stove.
Well, come along, little family. We'll see how far it goes. Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. It was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Louise Erickson, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wald saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Tomorrow night, Victor Moore will be Al Jolson's guest on the Kraft Music Hall, heard over most of these NBC stations. Don't miss the fun. Remember, tomorrow night, for exact time, see your local paper. And listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Does your family like macaroni and cheese that's fluffy light with golden cheddar cheese flavor through and through? Then get Kraft Dinner from your food store tomorrow. One package of Kraft Dinner contains enough quick-cooking macaroni and golden Kraft grated to make a dish of macaroni and cheese that will serve 4 people. It's a swell, thrifty main dish. And Kraft Dinner cooks in just 7 minutes. So for quick, thrifty, swell-tasting macaroni and cheese, get Kraft Dinner.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.